So I'm clearly driving. I thought we could do this writing on the road type of thing. I just wanted to talk to you guys about the short story that I wrote this week and some of the authorial inspirations that influenced my writing. So, okay, let's just get right to it. I started reading On the Road by Jack Kerouac, and I understand it's written in a sort of stream of consciousness style, which isn't how I wrote this week's short story, or at least isn't how I intended for it to be written. You may feel differently, I don't know. But what did influence me from what I've read so far, which is about 30% of the novel, I wanted to capture the feeling of the moment in each of these towns. And just a little backstory, the inspiration, or the catalyst is a better word, the catalyst for what I wrote this week was actually for a job application where they specifically asked applicants to write about small towns. So that's what I did. Before I started writing, I wasn't sure that I would have much to say. Now, a little context, I have lived in a small town my entire life, a few different small towns. I actually surprised myself in the writing this week, and I had a lot of fun. It felt very freeing. You know, I could talk positively and critically about these places that have been embedded in my brain so visually and viscerally ever since childhood. And I'm sure it'd be the same if, in its own way, if I lived in a city throughout my childhood. I just didn't. So I can't write about that in that way because I didn't have that experience. So yeah, I felt really inspired and empowered by Jack Kerouac's On the Road when writing. And I don't know, even though so far the story itself, okay, I'm not gonna critique what's considered a groundbreaking piece of beatnik literature, you know, no doubt, and enjoyable to read, even if you think what some of the characters are doing is absurd. But that's the joy of reading, isn't it? Sometimes to read absurdity, or at least what's absurd to you. It may not be absurd to someone else, but for what you've lived and know, it kind of is. And not that absurd is bad, necessarily. There can be, just like how weird isn't necessarily bad. You know, there could be awesome weird things. We're all a little weird. We're all gonna be weird to somebody. Anywho, my writing this week, I want to thank Jack Kerouac because he let me feel free in my weirdness. Felt like he was giving me, creative permission to just be honest with myself on some feelings. And not that what I've written encapsulates everything I feel about small towns. No way. It's like a page and a half, 2 pages tops. I had a lot of fun writing it, and it pushed me to write something that I wouldn't have written organically. So I'm really grateful for coming across this job application, even if I don't get it, which I really hope I do, because I think it'll be really cool to write about small towns. I could even film it. I just think that would be so fun and a great way to learn and contribute to a really cool online website / magazine type of thing. If you follow along with the shorts I put out as well as this long form, then you'll be aware of the daily shorts I did this last week, Monday through Friday, where I've been reading one short story per day and then pulling out useful writerly nuggets of knowledge type of thing. Like, what can we abstractly pull away or take away from what we've read? And the reason I'm doing this is because I believe to be a better writer, you've got to read a lot. And I'm not saying I'm some perfect reader, some perfectly consistent reader of the things that will make me a better writer. I'm just saying I know I can do better, and this helps me do better. So that's great. And if I can help you guys, you amazing, wonderful writers and readers out there, even if you don't aspire to be a writer, I think it's still helpful to pull out abstract ideas on how we can write better from short stories, because then that also makes you a better reader, because then you're hidden gems of information that you wouldn't necessarily be looking for otherwise. I'm feeling good, feeling inspired. I really hope you enjoy what I wrote. And what else is there to say? Yeah, thanks, Jack Kerouac. You're a real inspiration. Oh my god, there's chickens. There's chickens on the sidewalk. That was hilarious. They must have gotten loose. Aw, I hope whoever's chickens those are, that they're okay and they don't get hurt. They were adorable. They were like light brown and dark brown. You don't see a lot of light brown chickens. At least I don't see a lot of light brown chickens. I'm using the proverbial you, but I'm really talking about myself. Yeah, I just don't see them a lot. Or I don't see them walking on the sidewalk. I don't see any chickens walking on the sidewalk. Small towns. That's another thing. I have driven through a lot of small towns. Like all through college, I'd take the back roads because I commuted. I'd take the back roads to get there. And I love back roads. Yeah, because you know why I love back roads? Because you never know when you're gonna see a chicken group of chickens. What are chickens called collectively?